Fellow Toastmasters, judges, area and district governor, I am carnivore. I am predator. Move aside, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I and my fellow Homo sapiens, we're at the top of the food chain now. We're in charge. By the way, does anyone know what job Tyrannosaurus Rex would have if he were alive and well today? We'd be a military small arms expert. And as a primary predator, it was our job, it was our duty to make fun of the herbivores out there. For example, does anyone know what vegetarian means in Cherokee? Means poor hunter. This is the way I felt. This is the way I was up until about 2 years ago. Then I woke up and my ankle was killing me. It was on fire like I'd stepped into a bear trap. And as I stumbled around the rest of the day dragging this ankle behind me, I said to myself, how am I going to fix this? I know, I need more protein. So that day at lunch, I had a double cheeseburger with a big yeasty bun and lots of bacon. And I had my normal fries, a big greasy salty fries, and I had 4 helpings like usual of my high fructose corn syrup Coca-Cola. Those self-service cola machines were made for gluttons, I mean carnivores like me. And I always got my money's worth. And then I would go into the bathroom and feel young again as I was combing my hair, what's left of it. And I just had to look in the mirror and I could see all the acne just bursting out of my face, just like I was back in high school. So you can imagine that night, my ankle was not better. I had it up on 4 pillows, I had wrapped it, I was eating ibuprofen like they were jelly beans. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. So the next day I went to my healthcare professional and he said, so Eric, did you ever hurt your ankle? And I said, well, yeah, I am a runner and every now and then I step into a gopher hole. He said, oh, that's what it is. It's just acting up. Go back, take plenty of water, have a lot of sleep, and it'll get better in a couple weeks. Well, after a couple weeks of extreme pain, it did get better. But then only 2 months later, I had another flare-up. So this time I decided to supplement my normal healthcare plan with a new healthcare plan called Go on the Internet and Figure It Out for Yourself plan. And after sifting through about 200 pages of symptoms, I was able to figure out what I had. I either had gout or leprosy. Now, for those in the first row who are now breathing through their nose and have moved their heads back a little bit, it's not leprosy. And gout isn't contagious. So then I went to a specialist, and they took a blood sample, and they came back and said, yes, there's too much uric acid in your blood. And when there's too much uric acid, the foods you eat add more uric acid, and it ends up crystallizing in your ankle so that it's very painful. It's like walking around on sandpaper. I said, you got it, doc. So what are we going to do about this? And she said, well, good news. You're in America, and we have a pill for everything. And I said, okay, well, can you show me what the side effects of that pill are? And she said, sure. And she whipped out of her back pocket 3 pages of side effects. As I'm going through saying, yeah, I can live with that, I can live with that, I can live with that, I got to the one that said, those who take this pill run a real good chance of having their sexual organs fall off and wither and die. Oh, can't live with that. All right, forget that one, forget it. What are we going to do about this, doc? She said, well, the other alternative is that you can give up everything that you enjoyed eating. No alcohol, no bread, no meat. Essentially, you can become a vegetarian with a small amount of fish and some chicken every now and then. And she said, now, are you lactose intolerant? I said, no. She said, well, good, then you can have milk and dairy also. And I said, well, thanks for the good news, doc. She said, you know, I can tell by your attitude that you're going to fail this diet. And when you fail, the pain is going to be huge, huge, I tell you. Believe me, huge pain. And you'll be back on bended knee begging for a pill. Well, I'll tell you what. She must have been an amateur psychologist. She knew exactly what to say to make me never want to see her again. So I left her office determined that I was going to transition. I was going to transition from predator to prey, from carnivore to herbivore, from cow eater to glorified cud chewer. And it was not easy. At the next post Toasties, I had one of my buddies say, "Oh, Eric, I see you're sipping on some seltzer water over there and eating some celery. You think you're better than us?" And I said, "No, guys, I really would be loving to join you on your second six-pack of beer over there, but my diet will not allow it." There is a great silver lining to this cloud, however. I have been able to get through my efforts and diet and lifestyle changes. I've been able to get my pulse rate down to 58. My blood pressure is only 117/70. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I have to run an hour every day, and I don't eat meat. I mean, I'm going to live forever. And you know what they said? You know what they said? They said no eating, no drinking, no smoking, having to work out an hour every day. Eric, what's the point of living? What's the point of living? It's like if these guys didn't wake up wasted every morning, they figured they'd wasted the previous night. Pretty ironic, isn't it? So one thing I have learned, however, in my condition, and these are what my friends are saying. Can you imagine what my adversaries would say? Somebody was talking about the marathon. I can see it now. They'd say, you know, we were winning this battle till Eric showed up, that lout with gout. Now we're in a rout. So at least I've become empathetic. Empathetic, that's a combination of empathy and patheticness. And in my new empathetic state, I know that in Cherokee, vegetarian no longer means poor hunter. It means former, formidable hunter. Now sober, seasoned, salad-eating, fitness fanatic. Mr. Toastmaster.